with Half Dozen Customs. We're back out here in the shop tonight. It's actually Sunday night. We're going to do a little bit of work on the Monte Carlo. It's probably going to be a short video. I'm just going to sand this stuff down, and we'll recoat what needs to be recoated. And that'll probably be it for tonight. It's already getting pretty late, and it's like 10 degrees outside right now with the wind chill, so it's cold in here. The reason I'm out here tonight doing a little bit of time is because tomorrow's high is supposed to be like 5 degrees. So Monte Monday is not going to happen tomorrow, and the rest of the week is a little bit warmer, but not much. I think towards the end of the week, it's supposed to be like a high of 18. But the rest of this upcoming week is all going to be single digits and low teens at the warmest part of the day. So, we're 0 and below at night. So it's going to be a cold week. I'm not planning on working out here at all this week. We're going to take the week off, and if I do anything, it'll be for a couple hours during the warmest part of the day when it won't be too horrible to come out here and warm up the shop. Maybe. We'll see. So, but first thing I'm going to do, my buddy that owns the Jeep brought me this last night. Valentine's Day was a couple days ago, so I think he was thinking of me for Valentine's Day. But I'm gonna go hang this up over there. This is the Chevy side. So let's go hang this up over there real quick and we'll get to work on this Monte. Alright, Chevy! Alright, so just like the other side, I'm going to sand this down by hand. I got some 80 grit on the block. And we're going to sand this down by hand. The first coat on the other side I did with the air file. It makes quick work of everything, but I think just it took too much off. We had some problem areas that I don't think would have happened had I done it by hand. So we're just going to do this side by hand. It didn't take too long to do that side. We'll do the same thing over here. I know right here is definitely going to need some more work. And then, up here where we did our patch, we're getting close. But I guarantee that that's going to need a little bit more work too. And the reason why I'm having problems over here, we did a good job with the patch, but there's this little body line that runs along the top of the drip rail, and we put our weld like right in the crease of that body line. So we're just trying to get that crease nice and straight. So it's just this little itty bitty line that goes across there that we need to make perfect, because it's right at eye level. So but I'm gonna kick the heat back on because it's already dropped big time out here since I shut the heat off. So I'm gonna kick the heat on, enjoy some music, and we'll get to work. Okay, So we're getting this sanded down. And, you know, I explained on the other side that, you know, we're putting quarters on this. Are we going to do the full quarters where the lead seam is? Are we going to come down here to the body line? Which is normally what I do so that I don't have to pull the windows. Now we got side windows pulled out, but we don't have the back window pulled out. I explained that in another video. Back window's messed up. Are we pulling it? Am I doing something to cover what's messed up? What are we doing with this? This side is a little bit different because this side has been in an accident before. You can see here where I grinded away. So this was all, it was all bubbling and popping and cracking, and you could see that somebody did some work here. This panel is riveted on. You can see the rivets. So this panel is riveted on. Now, whether or not it's riveted on over the top of what's there, or did they cut it out, I don't know that yet until we cut all this off. But if you look at the gap for the door there. And then if you look down at the bottom, you know, we got a little bit of a gap down there. But the rocker is pretty consistent all the way across. So now there is adjustment in the door to kind of, you know, kick this door a little bit. But until we get that new quarter panel on over here, along with a new door. So we'll, you know, we're gonna hang the new door to this quarter panel, and we're gonna try and get the door as close to this quarter panel as possible. And then we will redo the quarter panel, and then we can adjust the quarter panel to the door. And then that way everything will line up the way that it's supposed to. But this thing was obviously in an accident for them to put this on. The Bondo's really thick here. And up under here, if you guys have watched these videos before, I talk about all the damage that's in the wheel well. So it was hit hard enough that it buckled up the wheel well in here. So I think when we go and get quarters and doors, Speedway carries them. We're gonna take a road trip and go up to Speedway, and you know, we're gonna get fenders, hood, doors, quarters. And they have, the wheel tubs are two sections. There's an inner section and an outer section. Now we've gone through and we've fixed the inner section. We cut out all the rust. We replaced metal where it needed to be replaced. On that side, we did some of the outer structure. But I know when we cut these quarters off, that the lip that's gonna go around is gonna need to be cut out, replaced, reworked, whatever. There's gonna be something, I know it. So what I'm thinking is we're gonna pick up the outer tubs. This side's damaged from the accident. That side, we've done some repairs, but I know it's gonna need more. So we'll just cut out the outer tub, put a new tub in, and then put our new quarter panels to that. So, but like up here in this area, looking on the inside, I don't see any damage. I don't see any buckles, bends, creases, chipped paint, nothing. So I don't think that there's any damage to the inner structure. I'm hoping that it's all on the outer structure, but the way that this door fits to this quarter, and trust me, I've tried adjusting this door before. I've had these doors off and adjusted them and tried to get them to line up the best I could. That side we got perfect with the crappy door. But this side I could not get it. And I believe that this top section is pushed in. So that may make our decision of how far we're going to go up here. Because if this whole structure is pushed in a little bit, I really have no means here of pushing it out or pulling it out. The only thing that I could probably do would be to go to Harbor Freight and get their hydraulic ram that pushes porta power, and push from that side onto this side. But the problem is that you're pushing on that side then. So there's a chance you could push that side out at the same time that you're pushing this side out. So we don't want to do that. You know, it may be something that we have to do. Maybe go down at the bottom by the floor, where the floor meets and everything. You've seen how rotted the bottom of this car was. It's not really something that I want to do. But if we have to, you know, that's what we'll do. But when we put this quarter on, you know, we can always pull the quarter out where it needs to be to line up and weld it in place there. The inner structure may be pushed in a little bit. You know, this is, you know, 3/8 of an inch opening here. So, you know, as long as we're catching metal to metal that we can weld to, you know, we'll be okay. Is that, you know, is that the proper way to do it? No, technically we should cut all this off, push it out, but we don't know until we get to there. So we'll have to see. But all this right here, you know, we don't know. I explained it on the other side that we don't know where we're going and we don't know what we're going to get into as far as work. If we go to the body line here, we're at least going to be up into here with new body work coming down from the old body work to the new body work. But if we end up, you know, replacing a good portion of this quarter panel to make our adjustments with the door over here, we may be running up in here to the original seam. Even if we don't pull out the back glass, you know, we can always do a seam along the edge here. Not really what I want to do, but it's possible that you know, that may be the route we go. Who knows? But this side, I expect to be redoing all of this here. So, is it kind of a waste of time to go through and do all this? Yes, but I wanted to get the roof done, and I wanted to get it in primer. And this is all part of the roof, so I'm just getting it done with it, and we will work our way back into that when we do the quarters. So, let's get back to sanding. Due for new gloves. All my fingers are breaking through. I would say it's from sanding, but it's not. These are the gloves from Harbor Freight, and the stitching always breaks on them. So I'm just trying to clean up around this back window very carefully. Set you there. So what I'm picking out with the screwdriver is just where we got, I was real careful to not get it all over the place, but there's these clips that are in here that hold the chrome trim on. And I was just using the screwdriver to pick the filler away from those, so that we're not having to try and sand in between them. You know, you can always put a piece of tape over them so that way, you know, you're not getting filler in or near around them, and you know, you peel your tape when the filler's still wet. But I don't know, I've been doing this for so long, like I just try not to get it in between there, and if I do, I, you know, pick it out and sand it out and do what needs to be done. So there's, I think it was on, no, it's at the front. I remember looking at it at the front, all along the driver's side of the, or the passenger side of the windshield up there. They're all missing. So I got to, I guess what I'm gonna try and do when it comes time to doing that, it'll be before it gets painted. I might have to go in there with a razor blade and try and cut the window glue away from the clip and see if I can get that clip out. I have a whole bunch of various clips for these. I forget where I obtained them, but I obtained just bags of them. So I have various clips. We gotta try and dig the old ones out and then get the new ones to snap in. Worst case scenario, I've done it in the past on cars that I just didn't have the clips for, couldn't get the clips for, couldn't get to the clips without pulling the windshield. And what I would do then is put a couple of globs where the clip would be, put a couple of globs of the window glue before you stick the chrome on, and then you stick the chrome on, smushing it down to that window glue, and you put some tape on it and let it seal up. That always works really well. I've never had any problems with it. I've never had one pop back off on me. But if you were to ever need to replace that window, or if you were repainting the car and needed to pull that trim off, it's not a huge deal, but it will come off of the window and stay inside of that chrome, and then you gotta clean out the inside of that chrome. You gotta get that glue out of there, and that glue, if you guys know cars and you know that glue, that stuff is nothing to play with. So it is quite the pain in the butt to get it out of that trim, and that's why I only do it in a few spots. I don't do the entire thing. You do the entire thing, that trim is garbage. But if you do it in a few spots, you can, you know, with a little bit of razor blade action, you can get it cleaned out and be able to reuse that chrome again. So now I'm gonna try with this one not to have to do that. I'm going to try and replace the trim clips. I've said it before, this back window has sandblasting all over it. Not from me, It was there from previous. And the front windshield, I've said it before, Colleen says that she remembers that windshield being replaced. And I've cleaned the windshield inside and out, and it looks brand new. But there is some really heavy scratches in it, like something was on top of the roof and they dragged it down the windshield onto the hood, you know, cleaning off the car or whatnot, and it like scratched the windshield all the way down. So that's, you know, that's a shame. I like clean glass. I don't like welding splatter in it. I don't like scratches. I don't like sandblasting. So I would really like to have these windows replaced. I've said it before in other videos. I did call a local glass company here. I explained to them what car I had and that we were restoring it and that I needed all new glass for this car. And I asked them if they could get it for me, and they said yes. And they took down my number and said that they would call me back, and I never heard from them again. So I don't think I'll be using that company, but I don't know if this glass is obtainable or not. You know, can we get all new glass for this car? Is a good question, and how much is it going to cost? You know, I have no problem spending, you know, $3,000, $3,500, $4,000 to get all new glass for this car. I don't have a problem with that. The problem is having it to spend on it. That's the problem. And I'm not going to get this car done and have it sit for a year while we're waiting for glass. So we'll do what we got to do, and if, you know, later on down the road we can get the glass replaced, then we will. There is a couple of things that I need to get, like, you know, we need to get a quarter glass and a driver's glass. We have to, because I don't have it. I would like to get a new bumper, you know, even though I the bumper, you guys haven't got to see that yet. At one point in time, I think this thing had a trailer hitch on it, and they cut out the bumper for the trailer hitch. So we got to try and do something to repair that. I'm maybe gonna get some bumper repair, rivet a piece of sheet metal on the back, glue it all in, glue it from both sides, and hope for the best. You know, back in the day, I've done it in fiberglass. So the only thing with fiberglass that sucks is that fiberglass dries rock hard, and these bumpers are flexible, so those two things don't mix. And if anything flexes that bumper, it will crack. So I don't know what we're gonna do yet, but we're gonna do something with that. So if I can, you know, get my hands on a bumper, we will. I'm always on the search for a trunk lid. You know, we need a tail light for the one side. So there's some stuff we need. There's a bunch of interior pieces that are either broken or missing. We don't have a headliner for it. So some point along the road, you know, I hate to say that I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna be on the lookout for just a donor vehicle that I can pick up and has all the pieces that I need, and we'll take the pieces that we need off of it, and I'll put the car back up for sale. You know, swap parts around, whatever we need to do. I hate to take apart a nice car to get what we need, but you know, we need a lot for this, and I think instead of just going on the search and trying to get piece by piece by piece, I think for the amount of money that I'm gonna spend just getting each piece that we need, I could probably pick up a donor car and just take what we need off of it. So that is something that I think we will be doing. hopefully in the near future, because I want to get this thing done soon. Now, I don't know when it's going to get done, but I'm hoping that we will have all the body parts this summer. I know I've said that before. But what I've been waiting for is to finish this Jeep so that I can get the parts for this car. And that Jeep should be done this year. Well, not should be, will be done this year. And we will be getting the parts for this. So, anyways, I think that's where I'm gonna call it a night. Sorry, I kind of blabbered on there at the end. We got all this sanded down over here. There is a couple of spots that need to be hit. I don't think I'm gonna hit them tonight. I'm gonna try not to blabber on again. I'm not gonna hit them tonight because it's supposed to get down to negative something tonight. So I'm not gonna put it on it and have that happen, or, have it get that cold out here tonight. Like I said, it's supposed to be cold all throughout the week. If for some odd reason I do something that has body work throughout the week, on the Jeep over there, I'll come over here and I'll swipe these, but I highly doubt it. Next weekend it's supposed to be back up into the 30s. Next week it's supposed to be mid and upper 40s. So yeah, so hopefully not this week, but the following week will be a good week and we will be back out here to work. If I do anything else to this, we'll throw it in the video, but I think that's it for this week. Sorry I blabbered on a little bit. Sorry the video was short. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it anyways. Remember to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Valentine's was a few days ago. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. See you guys in the next one. I'm out.